In this video, I will be teaching you how to paint a really fluffy watercolor bee. So let's get started, let's get our paintbrushes ready, and let's begin. Tape down watercolor paper and then sketch out an oval. This oval is going to be for the head, so you're going to want to make a point to it. After that is sketched out, go and create another oval that descends down. This is going to be the body, so you're going to want to go and, as you sketch this out, put all of the different lined areas where you're going to put the color for the bee's body. This oval should also have a point down for the abdomen of the bee. Now create a wing, which is a line up, one line at the bottom, and then a squiggly line that goes up to the top. From there, create legs, so it's going to just be a couple of simple lines, one down, and then one out, and then bring another line back down. Go and shape the bee a little bit more, and create lines for where you're going to put color. After the sketch is done, go and prep the area that you're going to put down yellow paint first. Make sure these areas are slightly damp, and then put down yellow watercolor paint. What you're going to do is blend in orange, and then go and make it fluffy by drawing simple lines that branch out from one spot. Now, since this is a pollinating bee, you're going to put a little bit of yellow onto his face, along with also onto his little legs. He's been eating a whole bunch of flowers, and he's been doing his best bee things, so he's got to have a little bit of pollen on his legs. And you don't need to prep any of these areas, just make sure you have a watered down yellow on your paintbrush. Wait for all of the yellow and orange to dry, and now we're going to paint the areas black that are on this bee. So what you're going to do is you're going to use a feathering motion with your paintbrush, and you're going to create lines. After the bottom portion is painted, go and paint the wings gray. Let that dry slightly, and then you're going to go and continue to add black to the lower portion of the bee and stack the colors. Again, if you've painted with watercolors before, you know that watercolors and painting with watercolors is all about stacking color and going from lighter to darker. Go and prep the head of the bee, and from there, after that dries only slightly, you're going to go and add more black to create more of a darkness along with also shadow in the bee. Let this dry slightly, and then we're going to move back down to the bottom section of the bee. What we're going to do in the white space that is here is we're going to go and add gray, along with also feather out some more of the black that you went and already painted down. This is a really fluffy bee. He's kind of one of those hover bees, but hover bees also still are pollinators, and they're very fluffy. So when you're going and brushing down watercolor, if you're stacking the colors properly, you're going to be able to get this bee nice and fluffy looking. Add black to where the top legs are, go and branch up with this and follow along the wings. You're going to want to make sure the wings are dry, if not slightly dry. Now add lines to the wings and create the detail in them. This is just going to be simple lines that you're going and making, and they're going to be nice and thin, so go really slow, and again, make sure that this gray is dry, if not partially dry, because if it's not, your lines are going to branch out and it's just going to look a little bit messy. If this happens, wipe the paint off really quickly and it should not stain. Continue to make this bee fluffy at the bottom. Continue to stack the black onto the other colors and blend it in very slightly with the yellow. The yellow at this point should be dry, if not almost very dry, so the color of this is not going to get all muddled together. Continue to make the bee nice and fluffy, so have different shades of black that are on your paintbrush, and just go around the edges and create little lines. These are going to go and give the illusion of hairs, and just make your bee look extra fluffy. Now go around the legs and also the antenna that you went and already painted down. Paint down antenna on the head there, which is just 2 lines at about a 90-degree angle. They don't have to be 90 degrees perfectly, but if they're angled a little bit, they're going to look more natural. Now outline the eye, and from there what you're going to do is you're going to blend the color in the inner portion of the eye by just simply adding a little bit of water to your paintbrush. Go nice and slow and make sure to follow the outline that you've given yourself already, and leave a white line or a white gap that is in between the outer portion and the inner portion of the eye, so it looks like the eye has light that's hitting it, along with also just gives a little bit more of a definition from the bee's fluffy head. Let everything dry after you've shaped the eye fully, and then from there what you're going to do is you're going to remove the tape at the edges. Do this very slowly. I used artist tape, and artist tape is really the best thing you can use for this. And here's my little fluffy bee. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, have a great one and take it easy.